Hi everybody, I am about to make some zucchini spiral noodles with my version of a basil pesto. So in a skillet, I have a little over a tablespoon of my garlic, herb, plant-based butter. And here I have just a small portion of the noodles. So I added my spiral noodles to this warm garlic, plant-based butter, and I'm gonna let this kind of warm up a little bit. And while that's doing that, I'm gonna get going with my pesto. Okay, so in my food processor, I am going to add some ingredients. So in my pesto, I'm gonna add some basil, some red onion, and 2 very ripe avocados, and a half a teaspoon of minced garlic. I'm gonna get all this avocado squeezed out. You can use an avocado scooper or scoop it out with a knife, but I'm just gonna squeeze it in here. And I'm just gonna push here this just a little bit and get this all pushed down in here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get my garlic added. Now, although I have that garlic in there, I usually put a little bit more, but I'm gonna add a few seasonings. I'm gonna start with my onion powder. So I wanna get, this is a really per taste thing, so maybe a half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add some garlic granules. A little seasoning. We love to have the seasonings in here. And one of my favorite, you don't have to add this one if you're not a fan of cilantro. I'm going to add a little bit of that in here. I love to add herbs. So we're going to get that in there. And I'm just going to use a tad, give it just a little bit of spiciness, just a tad. A sprinkle of some cayenne pepper. And so now I have some lemon juice. I'll squirt some of that in here. Oops. Lemon juice helps to keep the avocado from turning, and I'm going to also use lime. Give it a little bit of twang taste to it. So I'm going to say we want to use about a tablespoon of each. So I'm going to see if that's enough. I'll get it going, and if necessary, I'll add more. So here we go. I have it set to puree instead of chop because I want it a little smooth. So here we go. So There it is. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add just a little bit more of the lemon juice in here. So it's fairly thick. I want it thick, but it's a preference, so I just want it a little more creamier. And so we're going to get that. And now I'm going to just add a little bit of pepper. And a little sea salt. Ooh. It's totally up to you if you want to use sea salt or a salt alternative. And I primarily want to just make sure my onions are really chopped fine in here. And now I just need my spiral noodles to get ready, so I can show you what I'm going to do with this pesto. So I added a little salt and pepper to my zucchini noodles, and they're cooking down. If I didn't mention, these were frozen, so the frozen ones will give off maybe a little more water than the fresh, and basically after it cooks a little bit more in this butter, I'm going to strain it and add my pesto. While my noodles are sauteing, I thought I would just share this with you. You know what, guys? Do a taste test, but this came out perfect this time. You can make this and have it for dips. It is great mixed with cauliflower rice, and it just has a pop of flavor that is out of this world. Hey guys, thought I would share the other part of my meal that I didn't mention, and that's some portobello mushrooms. I'm going to saute those in the same pot that had my zucchini noodles. I sprayed a little bit of some avocado spray in the skillet. And so I have a Filet Mignon topped with my plant-based butter. So while that's cooking, I'm going to get my noodles going. Okay guys, I'm going to take my warm zucchini noodles and I'm going to put them in this glass bowl so you can see how this comes together. So I'm going to empty all my warm noodles there. And I'm going to take a nice heaping amount of my pesto and add to the bowl. I think I can get to it better if I pull the knife out. I'll scrape the rest off that knife because it's a lot on there and I want to get every bit of this delicious pesto on my noodles. So I got a nice heaping amount here. So basically, I'm just going to softly turn these in this sauce. Now you can add as much as you like. You can do a little less if you like. But this gives the noodles such a nice flavor. It's almost like a spaghetti sauce. So if you can see there, the noodles are absorbing that nice basil and garlicky lime lemon sauce. And so now I'm just going to place this near the back of the stove where it'll stay warm while I finish up the other part of my meal. Just thought I'd share. I placed the extra in a jar and I just squirted a little bit of lemon on top to have with some salsa and chips for tomorrow. My filet is looking delicious. I want it medium well. It's almost there. And look at these delicious 365 Baby Bella sliced mushrooms. Okay guys, just wanted to share. I was just going to do like a little teaspoon of this on top of my steak. That teriyaki gives the steak a little pop of flavor. It's like so delicious. So my steak is basically ready. I just want to get this sauce a little warm and then I'm going to plate it up. Okay guys, here we go. I'm going to take my noodles that are still nice and warm. I'm going to take a little heaping amount of that. And put it on the plate here. I think I'll take just a little bit more. There, I'll put my steak in the center of that, like so. Then, I'll take a nice heaping amount of these delicious mushrooms. I love mushrooms. If you don't love mushrooms, you can leave them out. But these are really good. Sauteed in my garlic butter. And now I just want to take from the side of my noodle dish a little dollop of my zucchini noodles. So there you have it, a filet on top of a bed of zucchini and delicious pesto sauce, topped with just a little bit with Bella mushrooms. This is gonna be yummy, guys. Don't knock it until you try it. Bon appetit.